How's it going, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to go over the stocks which you guys requested me to do the technical analysis on. We are going to start the day with Apple. Before starting, if you guys want to see more of these types of contents, more of these types of videos, let me know in the comment section. Leave a like, subscribe. If you guys wanted to join my Discord, the link is down below. If you guys wanted to join my Patreon, link is down below as well. So, let's start with Apple. Apple, Thursday, it got mollywopped. It got brutally murdered. We are down 3% on Thursday. By the looks of futures, we're going to be down even more at the open. So, if these are the certain type of trades which you can take on Apple leading to tomorrow's trading session, watch out for the opening print. If Apple opened above 163 and you see the candle closing above 163, if it does something like this at the open and starts to push higher, watch out for resistance at 165.30, which was the lows of Thursday. And if it goes to push higher, we can see 167.24. This is a very critical number. 167.24 is the number which you need to watch. If you're gonna go short on Apple, that's your entry. So if you want a short trade idea for Apple, if it was me, I would take risk at 169 with stop losses at 170. So we are technically risking 3 points in order to make profits of 4 points for base hit. Or if you wanna if you get more aggressive, if Apple starts to break lower and start doing things like this, you can scale up over here at the rejection and ride it all the way down to 158. I won't be surprised if Apple tests 158 in another 2 days if Nasdaq continues to be bearish. So Apple was the leader to the downside on the big caps. I guess it was down like 3% on Thursday, pulling the S&P 500 and Nasdaq down. By the looks of it, if you open above 163, wait for Apple to consolidate and look for the move. I will update you guys in the morning regarding the price action on which way it's going to go. But if you see a rejection at 167.30, you can take this short position over there. If you're a bull on Apple, you can establish a long position at 158.30 to 157.03 ballpark. So taking a long position over here puts us for a nice bounce all the way from 157 to 163. So this is the bounce which we are looking for if you're taking a long position. So let me erase all of these bearish scenarios over here so you guys can see what I'm doing in a clear way. If you remove all these stuffs, all right, so if you're a bull in Apple, you want to see a bounce from 157. 157 is pretty important for Apple. So you can't take a risk over here with the 2-point stops again. So 157 with the stop losses at 155 for longs. If you want to go more risky, you can take the risk at $158. Again, have tight stop losses. By going long here, you're betting against the trend. So if Apple reversed from 157 and offered a dead cat bounce, we can go all the way up to 163 and then like come back again to run a test to 158 and then bounce higher. So this is a bullish scenario to happen, but do not bet on it. We do have earnings on the way. Anything can happen. For now, for tomorrow, make sure you're trading in the direction of the trend. So this is for Apple. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nvidia. Oh, what the hell? Another nasty looking chart over here we have. And for Nvidia, by the looks of the future, I won't be surprised we are opening at 209 tomorrow or 206. Any opening below 206 puts Nvidia to test 201.98, and that is very much possible. If you're going to go long on Nvidia, You can take a risk at 201.98, and you can take a risk at another risk at 197.29. Breaking these two numbers, or breaking 200, the psychological levels in Nvidia, it's not a good sign. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. You just cut losses, take a step back, and if you're a bull in Nvidia, take a step back, wait for reversal to happen, and then play the trend. Until then, don't go bullish on Nvidia. The trend is not on your favor. Play the trend. It's below all the moving averages. Know your risk, or else stay away from it if you're a bull. If you're a bear on Nvidia, you wanted to see something like this to happen. Let's remove this. All right, so if you're bearish on Nvidia, and let's say Nvidia opening at 208 or below 208 tomorrow, 209 tomorrow. So I'm expecting something like this to happen for a while until the S&P 500 or Nasdaq decides on what to do. If S&P 500 and Nasdaq decides to go bearish and decides to slump even more during the sessions, we can see something like this play out. We're going to go all the way to like 201 to the close, or 197, the worst case, to the close. If you want to take a short position, look out for any bounces or any rejections at 212. That's where 212, or any rejections at 209. That's where you establish your short positions at. So your profit taking will be somewhere around 206.38 or 201.98. Depends on your risk profile. You can take the profits on an intraday perspective at 208.97 if you short it at 212, or you can take profits at 206.38 if you short it at 208. So where will you set your stops at if you are a bear on Nvidia? Let's say, let's remove all this. We don't need this. All right, so let's say the market, Nvidia opened over here exactly at 208 tomorrow and decides to rip all the way higher. And then market, for some fucking reason, went all bullish tomorrow and started to rip higher. If it starts to go like this, you got to cut your losses at Nvidia at 205. Set your stops at 205, because breaking above 212 puts Nvidia to test all the way back above 217 and 219. We don't want to be sitting here holding backs. We are risking 3 points to make a minimum of 4 points, or to the maximum, we're looking at a 10-point trade over here. So if you short Nvidia at 212 at the bounce, make sure you set your stops at 215. If it didn't go in your favor, it didn't go your favor, losses should be small and quick. If it goes above, your next short target is at 219.64. So this is for Nvidia. So let's go over and take a look at AMD, which also has the similar price action to Nvidia, and it is looking brutal over here. AMD broke the critical level at $94, as you can see, and it got rejected at 97. The highest probability for AMD is going back all the way to test 94 or 97 again and come back all the way down to $89. Do something like this, stay between the range, and then fall all the way back down to 84, 84, 83. This is what you need to see if you're a bear on AMD. So let's say if you're a bull on AMD, what do you need to see? If you're a bull on AMD, I would suggest you to wait for AMD to have a solid bounce. Let the price action tell you that the stock wants to go higher. If you are a trader from an intraday perspective, watch out for a bounce from $89. There will be a small bounce from 89 because it is a strong support. But if you open below 89 tomorrow, $84 will be coming in hot, real fast. So $84 is where you go long for the first long position, and $89 you can take another risk and expect something like this to happen if you're a bull. We will have an accumulation zone over here, and if the market decides to rip, we can see something like this to test 94 and 97 again in a short period of time. So this is the bull case which you need to watch out for. Remember, trend is not in your favor. Don't bet against the trend. Most of the time, almost 90% of the time, it won't work out at all. So Again, that is, don't bet against the trend. It's equally possible for something like this to happen, flushing all the way down to $78. So if you're trading AMD, get in at support, get out at resistance if you're a bull. If you're a bear, get in at resistance, get out at support. If you see something like this happening tomorrow, AMD opening, that's AMD opening at $89 and going all the way down to $84. You can take a risk and go long at 84 and trade all the way to 89 and like take profits over there if you're a bull. So if you're a bear and if you see AMD opening below $89, open a short position open over here and then take profits exactly at 84, 83. We don't want to get caught with our pants down when the market is reversing on us. Don't lose the money which you've made with a good trade. Know your numbers. 89 is important. 84, 83 is important to the downside. So let's move on to Tesla, the souffle. What does Tesla? Oh, okay. Tesla is flagging in a bearish flaggish pattern over here, and 975 has been holding as a support for quite some time. Remember, before playing options on Tesla, they have earnings on 20th of April. Do not overpay for the premium and then lose all the money as soon as the direction didn't go in your favor. If 975 breaks in Tesla, it will be a quick trip to 950 or 937. Watch out for these two numbers, 950 and 937 in Tesla. I would recommend, I mean, you can do what you want with your money, but I personally would not go long on Tesla or short on Tesla until I see the earnings report. Do not chase the big moves by paying expensive prices to the premiums and then get whacked. I personally do not recommend holding option contracts through the earnings. Stay out of it. See the earnings report. If it's good, go long. If it's bad, go short. Wait until April 20th. So, we covered AMD, Tesla. Let's take a look at Microsoft. It's been quite some time since I saw Microsoft. Oof, not looking good, folks. This is bad with the looks of it. All right, so let's draw looks of it. 276.14 seems like a good support for Microsoft, and so is $270. 273 and 270, and the worst case scenario is we're looking at 262. All right, so by the looks of the future, we're looking at looks like we're going to open exactly at $276 tomorrow morning. And we're going to do something like this, run a test to the lows of Thursdays, which is at $280, and then like be on a range for a while. And if the market plummets to the end, we're going to breach it and close all the way at 270. This is what you need to see if you're a bear in Nvidia, sorry, in Microsoft. Opening at 276, open store for a backtest of the lows of Thursdays, which is at $280. And we're gonna go back and forth between those numbers, depends on how QQQ and SPY is doing. And if we just plummet through the close, we're going to go all the way to retest 272 or 270. So if you want to go long on Microsoft, you can take a chance at 270 over here and then ride it all the way up to like 272 or 276. But I wouldn't recommend, because by going long at this levels, you are betting against the trend, and whenever you bet against the trend, it doesn't work out really well, especially with the short term options. I will update the numbers in the morning for a trade idea or an intraday perspective, but the numbers which are important for Microsoft for now are 276.14 and 270. If you're a bear, you gotta wait for something like this to happen. You gotta wait for in Microsoft to test the lows of Thursdays, or go all the way back up to test 283 or 284 and then come back all the way down. So watch out for 287, watch out for 284, watch out for 276. Don't bet against the trend. Don't play against the trend. Remember, trend is to the downside on Microsoft. What's next? Like we covered Apple, we covered Tesla, we covered Nvidia, Microsoft, and AMD. So let's give a brief summary of all the stocks, what will be covered until now. Apple, trend is to the downside, closing below 100 moving average, closing below 20, closing below 50. 50 is curling to the downside. If you don't understand what I just said, no problem at all. What I mean is the probability to the downside is much higher than the probability to the upside. So I gave out two different scenarios to be played out in Apple. So if we opened at 163 tomorrow, take a risk over there. There is a probability of it going all the way back up to 165 is higher. And if you are bear on Apple, make sure you open short positions at 167.24 with stop losses at 170. If you're a bull in Apple, make sure to take a risk at longs at 157.03 or at 158.37. These are the numbers which you need to watch at Apple. And let's go over the next stock. Next, we covered Tesla. For Tesla, the numbers to watch are 975, 950, and 937. Wait until earnings. Do not touch it. Do not overpay for the premiums. But you know the numbers. If you want to day trade it, you can go ahead and do it if you know the risks. So let's see Nvidia. Let's go over Nvidia again. The trend is to the downside. So I don't see any point in going bullish on Nvidia. If you know the numbers, you can. But for now, trend is in the favor of bears. Numbers to watch on Nvidia for tomorrow is open at 208, puts it to retest 212. You can take a short position at 212 with the 3 or 4 point stops, and you can ride it all the way back down to 208.97, 206.38, or 201.98. You can take a risk on Nvidia at 201.98, oh my bad, 201.98, or at 197.29. Only go long if the price action says Nvidia wants to bounce at 201.98 or 197.29. These two levels over here are important, 209 and 197.29. Take risk over there. If it breaks, you can always set the stops at 195 and you can always get out of it. Until then, play the direction of the trend. Don't get overly bullish on the stocks, which is telling you that it's going to go lower. So, next stock to watch at is AMD. Let's see what AMD tells us. AMD tells the same story. Right now, AMD looks like it wants to go to backtest $89 or $84. So you can take risks in AMD at 89. If it breaks $89 and falls to $88 or $87, cut the losses because the next stop is at 84.96 or 84.83. You can take the risk at 84.83 with the stop losses at $83 or $82, and you can always get out for a 2 point loss. But if you're a bear, you want to you want to see the bounce from 89, and you can short AMD at $97, $100. It's going to be a hell of a resistance in the upcoming days. But for tomorrow, it's more probably looking like AMD is going to open at $89 and it's going to have a bounce. We'll update you guys the numbers on the trade ideas in the Discord. So last chart to give the summary on is Microsoft. Microsoft is looking like it might open all the way at 276, opening below 276. Open store for Microsoft to test 270 really soon. So we'll update the numbers tomorrow morning and we'll give you guys the trade ideas. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on the Discord. We'll be happy to help. And the link of my Discord channel is in the description, and the link of my Patreon is in the descriptions too. So if you guys want to join and support me, you can go ahead and do it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.